Welcome to Barça Insider, your go-to podcast for everything FC Barcelona. Today we're diving into a major development that's been buzzing all summer. It's official. Ansu Fati is leaving FC Barcelona again. On Friday morning, Barca confirmed what had been an open secret for weeks. The 22-year-old winger, once hailed as Lionel Messi's heir, is headed to AS Monaco on a season-long loan. But this isn't your typical loan deal. Here's the breakdown. Monaco will cover 50% of his salary. They hold a purchase option worth 11 million euros, and Barca has included a buyback clause at 28 million. This is Ansu's second loan spell in just 3 seasons. After a frustrating year at Brighton in the Premier League, where he made just 9 starts, and under Hansi Flick he logged under 300 minutes. The hope is now for a fresh reset in League One. Let's zoom out of context for a bit. To finalize this move, Barca quietly pulled off a smart financial maneuver. They extended Ansu's contract until 2028, a strategic play by Joan Laporta's board to defer part of his salary and ease the burden on their wage bill. So while Ansu heads to the French Riviera, he technically remains a Barcelona player, at least on paper, for 3 more years. And who played a key role in this move? It was Monaco's head coach Adi Hütter. It was Huda who personally convinced Ansu that the club would offer him the platform he's been missing: game time, stability, and Champions League football in the 2025-26 season. But let's talk Messi, Maradona, and briefly Fati is now vacant. Barca once believed Ansu could carry that mantle, but injuries, a loss of confidence, and changing tactical systems derailed his rise. The club now sees Lamine Yamal as the future, both on the pitch and at the box office. All signs point to the 17-year-old Phenom taking over that historic number. And Lamine has been posting about it on his Instagram as well. So what's next for Ansu? Well, this is a make or break territory. Monaco gives him a cleaner slate than Brighton ever could. If he finds rhythm and fitness, we could be talking about a full-time switch or a dramatic return to the Camp Nou under better circumstances. Either way, this move could define the next chapter or a career that once looked destined for greatness. So while the football headlines are fixated on Ansu Fati's move to Monaco, there's a bigger and arguably more critical operation underway behind the scenes at Barcelona. Deco is orchestrating a salary purge, and three major names are at the center of it. Let's start with the big picture. According to President Laporta, the club is doing well. He points to last season's trophy haul, La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Supercopa as proof that things are heading in the right direction. But internally, there is a much more delicate balancing act going on. Barca's finances aren't quite fixed. Yes, they've cleaned up parts of the wage bill, especially by settling the 2020 deferred payments with legends like Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Sergio Roberto. But the club still doesn't qualify for the 1-1 rule, which would allow them to reinvest every euro they earn. And that means more outgoings are necessary before any marquee arrivals. So the departure of Clement Lenglet to Atletico Madrid is one win, and the Ansu Fati loan deal trims some more fat. Monaco will pay half his salary, as we said before. But Deco's real challenge is yet to come. So let's talk names. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, Ronald Araujo, Fermin Lopez. So let's start with the German goalkeeper. Ter Stegen, once untouchable, is now a liability on the books. He's one of the highest paid players at the club, and after a serious knee injury and some controversial statements about starting in key matches, he's lost the full confidence of Hansi Flick. Add to that the arrival of Joan Garcia, and suddenly Ter Stegen isn't so irreplaceable. The club is looking to negotiate a contract termination, similar to what they did with basketball stars Mirotic and Higgins in 2023. But don't expect this to be a quick or clean move. Deco's walking a tightrope here. Then there's Ronald Araujo. Barca loves him. The fans love him. Flick, a little less so. Physically dominant, yes, but he struggles on the ball and has moments of concentration lapses that cost the team. And that cost has come greatly in the Champions League in the semifinal against Inter Milan and the year before that against PSG. Financially, though, his exit could be a game changer. Rojo's contract was just renewed, but here's the catch. His buyout clause drops to 65 million euros for the first 10 days of July. So that's the time you got to be watching, which is now. And guess what? Atletico Madrid and Chelsea are circling. If Araujo gets wind that he might be on the bench for too long this preseason, don't be surprised if he pushes for a move. And if he stays, Barca might look to offload Andreas Christensen instead. And finally, Fermin Lopez. He's not a guaranteed starter, but he's become a fan favorite. Direct, into the box, relentless, and he's got that nose for a goal. Flick likes his energy. He's not Pedri or Dani Olmo, but he complements both of them. But here's the twist. Barca would only consider selling Fermin if an offer of 60 million euros or more lands on the table. Chelsea and Atletico are both very interested, but his low salary means his departure wouldn't free up a lot of financial room for Barcelona. Still, in a market like this, every million counts, I guess. In short, Deco has a scalpel in one hand and a calculator in the other. Barcelona's summer strategy is no longer about just chasing names. It's about managing assets, navigating ego versus economy, and preparing for a new era of football under Flick. With potential exits lined up, Ter Stegen, Araujo, Furman, and Lamine Yamal primed to inherit the number 10 shirt, we're watching a generational shift unfolding at the Camp Nou. So what do you think? Should Barca cut ties with Stegen? Should they cash in on Araujo or keep him? Or is this too risky too soon? So drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're enjoying the pod, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. We've got another episode coming soon on Flick's Tactical Vision and how Barca will line up next season. Don't miss it. Until then, Visca Barca, always.